Hey everybody, this is Szu-Moy, and today we are going to talk about the 2020 BMW S1000RR M Competition M Sport Package. And so just to give you a little bit of background on where we're coming from is we used to have a 2013 HP4 race competition BMW. And back in 2013, it cost about $25,900 for that bike. This bike in 2020 is $23,900. And so, you save a bit of money. You're like, wow, this is 7 years later and we're cutting the price down. That's actually pretty good. But for us, this bike has a lot of issues, in my opinion. And so we're going to go over today the top 5 things that I don't like about this bike. And so we're going to go take it down from number 5. So number 5, we are looking at a very long and crazy protruding out of the back area tail light. And so this tail light, although it has the BMW emblem here, which is kind of cool, this piece in itself kind of sticks out from the back. And so if you're a former gymnast, I'm a former gymnast, if you're a circus person, any type of flexibility, that's great. You could probably swing this your leg over and not feel like you're going to kick this thing. Me personally, I feel like I'm going to kick the crap out of it every single time. And so I'll go now to my number 4 thing that I don't like about this bike. So we went from the tail light, now we're going to go here through to the seats. And so the seats are super narrow, super tiny for a passenger. For a rider, this is probably the most uncomfortable cushion ever made, I think. For a passenger, your legs and your butt are going to hurt really bad. It's super narrow, it's super uncomfortable. For a rider, you probably have about an hour before your butt goes completely numb. So they kind of, I don't know what they did with this. This is great on the racetrack, I'm sure, for the contouring and the way it sits and everything else, but for an actual casual ride, I wouldn't recommend it. This sits a lot higher than the HP4 as well, so you just have, it's a little uncomfortable for those that are a little shorter. And so my number 3 thing that I don't like about this bike is these plastic things right here. The plastic fairings and the plastic pieces. On the HP4, those pieces, all of these pieces came stock carbon fiber. And so now, like immediately when we came up to this bike in the showroom, the first thing I had to do was touch it and feel it and just look at it. It cheapens the look of the entire bike. Plastic, I get it. It makes it super light, and carbon fiber it's more expensive. But this just cheapens the look of the entire bike. My number 2 thing that I don't like about this bike is this stock exhaust. And so when you're looking at this exhaust, you turn on the bike, it's going to actually be quite loud, and it doesn't sound good and it doesn't look good. It looks like every other bike's exhaust. And so with the HP4, you had a Krapovich exhaust that came stock, and so it was a lot prettier, it looked better, it sounded better, and it worked. And fun fact, Krapovich is made in Slovenia, one of my favorite countries in the world. It's amazing. So my number 1 top thing that I don't like about this bike is the fact that it had to be detuned from Germany to meet US specs. And the detuning actually, what it did was it closes 2 valves on the motorcycle. So until you get to 6,000 RPMs after the break-in period, it's going to open up. And for a lot of riders, when you're on the bike, it's going to be quite jarring at that point in time. So those are the top 5 things that I don't like about this 2020 BMW S1000RR M Sport Package bike. Stay tuned, subscribe to us, and if you like this video, please definitely hit the button and thumbs up and say that you like it. Stay tuned though, because we're going to go ahead and do some modifications to this bike to make it a little bit better for us. Take care. We'll see you soon.